right, y'all, we back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions, and right now, we finna see what the movie Eyes Wide Shut tried to warn us about. Let's go.
In the 90s, the plot of Eyes Wide Shut was seen as ridiculously unbelievable. To most, the idea of powerful elite belonging to a shadowy group, meeting in mansions, and participating in dark exclusive gatherings seemed like total insanity. Critics hated it, and the audience were left confused. But in 2026, things look a lot different. We no longer see this as the deranged thoughts of a director gone mad. We see it for what it really was, a vivid final warning that Stanley Kubrick died trying to deliver. This entire time, Eyes Wide Shut was trying to warn you about the truth of our world, and today, I'm going to reveal that exact warning. Eyes Wide Shut follows the story of Dr. Bill Harford, who, while looking for an escape in New York City, ends up unknowingly infiltrating a private event for the global elite. Immediately, he realizes he's seen a hidden side of society that was never meant for public eyes. Everyone is hidden behind elaborate masks and black cloaks, participating in a strange, eerie ceremony before things got wild. As Bill makes his way through the mansion, he realizes this isn't the harmless thrill he expected. He had stumbled upon something seriously wicked. Eventually, he's discovered as an outsider, and before he can pay the ultimate price of his life, a strange woman offered her life in place of his. He's eventually let go, but under orders to stay silent or else. After he leaves, he realizes that for him to live, others disappeared. Back in 1999, no one took this narrative seriously. The legendary Stanley Kubrick was dismissed, and his final masterpiece was seen as a slow, confusing disaster. People simply couldn't buy into the idea that this world existed behind the scenes, that events like this were actually taking place. But the more you look into the film's details in 2026, the more you realize this wasn't just a movie, it was clearly a warning. Eyes Wide Shut was initially rejected by the world because no one understood what it was trying to say. No one realized it was a warning that's even found in the name of the movie. Kubrick titled it Eyes Wide Shut, a direct contradiction implying that what we believe society to be isn't the reality at all. While our eyes are technically open, we are shut from seeing what truly happens behind the curtain. Stanley was telling the world that we were blind to the truth, and he was trying to force our eyes open. It was a decision that many believe might have cost him everything.
I think we all know that there's an elite group out there that these celebrities, not even all celebrities, because it's different ranks of people and shit. Y'all look at anybody that's famous as a celebrity, no, but y'all know I mean like people with power, not just celebrity, but power, that they are part of an elite group. Do y'all believe it's truth to that? I do. I definitely believe that these elite groups do exist. These groups that's off the grid, that a secret society. All we ask is trust. I believe they exist, and you'll be a fool not to. Come on, man. What?
To understand who Kubrick was trying to warn us about, you have to look past the protagonist, Dr. Bill. The most important character in the film is actually the billionaire Victor Ziegler. When you peel back the layers of Ziegler's character, it becomes clear who Kubrick based his character after. He didn't just invent the villain, he based the movie's primary antagonist on the real-world figure who functioned as the ultimate gatekeeper for the powerful. In the world of Eyes Wide Shut, Victor Ziegler is more than just a billionaire. He is the man tasked with ensuring that the appetites of the elite are met without facing any consequences. When we are first introduced to his character, Ziegler calls Bill to a bathroom in his mansion to tend to a woman who has taken too many substances. Ziegler wasn't trying to save her life. He was trying to avoid having a tragedy linked to his billionaire ball. The next time we see Ziegler is at the mass ceremony. While it was never officially stated which character he actually played, some clues suggest that the man in red leading the strange ceremony is actually Ziegler himself. But before we get into that, I wanted to point out the duality in these two scenes. The first time we see Ziegler is earlier in the day at the ball for the elites. This ball is represented elegantly, everything you would expect from high society. But the second time we see him is at night when the real party starts. While all the same people attended both parties,
the party after the party. Everybody got different types of parties they do after the party in these elite friend groups. Diddy had the party after the party. And everybody would say, yeah, we used to go to Diddy parties, but it was a party that used to go on after the party. And in this situation, the Jeffrey Epstein, his shit, we'll go to a nice formal ball, and then we'll all go to my house in Florida, or we'll all go to my island and we'll party over there and talk business in our elite way. And let me see you do some things so that I can trust you. You know what I mean? Because what I'm finna give you, these keys of success I'm finna open up to you, only few people have these, and you have to come over here and prove yourself worthy of this to earn this right that I can give you, that I can access you to. But you have to partake in what we partake in. I need to know that you're one of us, if that makes sense.
One was for the public to hide behind, while the real party was held after. This duality is the key to understanding the point this movie's trying to make. The first party at Ziegler's mansion is for the public. It's about charity and status. The second party is where their sinister behavior is released, and they stop pretending to be civil. Kubrick is showing us that for the elite, the public image is just a cloak. Behind it lies the darkness they try so hard to hide. While the rich might seem to be elegant and high status, in reality, they were animalistic and focused on their sinful desires. Again, this ties back to the point the title made. People are blind to who these elite really are behind the scenes. They only see what they want them to see. As the man in red, Ziegler is seen as the one leading the ceremony and conducting all the hidden activities at the party. He's the one the elite put in charge of fulfilling their fantasies. He's also the one in charge of cleaning up the mess and keeping everything in order after Bill finds out their secret. We see this during the infamous pool table scene. This scene is another clue that Ziegler is secretly the man in red. Kubrick hid this in the symbolism and imagery of the scene. Ziegler is seen holding a pool stick while hitting pool balls over a red table. The table is red, matching the outfit he wore during the ceremony. Also, if you pay attention, Ziegler habitually taps a ball during the conversation in a manner that mirrors the red cloak's ritualistic striking of his staff, connecting his demeanor in private to his authority at the mansion. In this scene, Ziegler gives a monologue that shows us exactly how the elite make things go away and how they truly see people. Ziegler tried to convince Bill that the woman who sacrificed herself for his life during the ball scene doesn't matter. He tells Dr. Bill nobody was killed. She was a hooker. Life goes on. He was telling Bill
she was a hooker. Life goes on. And y'all know with these elite motherfuckers, man, they be having some freaky shit going on. They don't give a fuck. They don't care how you give it to them, a lot of these motherfuckers. As you see, like constantly exposed. They like little kids. They like hookers. They like whatever. They just fucking nymphos. They'll fuck whatever. Some of these motherfuckers fuck animals. You know what I mean? Sick ass, mental, fucked up ass niggas, man, with power.
the official narrative, whether it's what happened or not, making sure that everyone was on the same page. Ziegler was showing us how he viewed people. They're just toys to play with. If they play too hard and break one, it doesn't matter. They'll just move on and buy another. This character clearly mirrors the real-world monster who was connected to the biggest elite. Like Ziegler, this notorious financier wasn't just a wealthy man. He was the link between the rich and powerful and their young victims. Both figures provided the escape for powerful politicians, royalty, and the industry titans, a place they could indulge in their darkest impulses with the promise of total immunity.
That should be crazy to me how somebody can survive amongst the elite and publicly for so long as, like, you know, this guy who throws the best parties, this guy who is a friend to all the elite superstars and all the elite celebrities and all the rich people. And then all of a sudden, years down the line, you find out he was doing all these sick parties and then everybody disassociates themselves. Nobody wants to be a part of his friend group no more. I don't know him. I never talked to him. That was never my friend like that. But then the thing that amazes me with this Jeffrey Epstein shit, like these allegations, what was it, like 2005? Before that, there was whispers of certain things going on. But I think in 2005 is when they took it serious, when the two high school girls, y'all heard that story? Okay. We're gonna watch a Jeffrey Epstein. I'm gonna be dropping another video of Jeffrey Epstein. Maybe they're gonna talk about it in there. What kicked off this shit with the two high school girls talking about, you know what I'm saying, you're a prostitute and you go, yeah, it's a whole story. But you start seeing celebrities disassociate themselves all of a sudden, and then they like been holding this shit for years, talking about this damn fucking list, and then you start seeing the names come out on the list, and then it's like, we live in such times right now where you don't know what to believe, what's real, what's fake, what's Photoshop, what's not Photoshop, who's lying, who's telling the truth, who's protecting who. And it's like, you're not seeing nothing happen. Nobody has gotten in trouble yet. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein got arrested. All of a sudden, he killed himself in a jail cell. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Then you got the girl, and she like, hey, just give me immunity. I'll tell you everything. And I'm sure pretty soon it's going to be she came up dead or she's missing or something's going to happen. You know what I mean? Because they got to shut her up. She knows too much. Or, you know, it just gets weird, man, but let's keep watching.
Many people believe Kubrick purposely made Ziegler's character look awfully similar to the disgraced financier on purpose. He was calling him out and showing the world who he really was. And looking at the two, you see the striking similarities in appearances. Both are depicted as extremely wealthy, shadowy figures operating at the top of the social spectrum with access to powerful, high-profile individuals. Ziegler is portrayed as someone who uses his wealth to facilitate decadent dissipation and wild encounters with vulnerable people, echoing the allegations of real-life monsters. It's pretty clear who Stanley based Victor Ziegler on, but what he was trying to warn us about is what's most shocking. The movie made it clear that the ceremony during the ball was tied to the hidden appetites the elite were indulging in. Who they were truly targeting to fulfill their hunger were the most vulnerable. This is where Kubrick gave his life trying to expose in the final scene at the toy store. While Bill and Alice are distracted by their own conversation, their daughter Helena wanders through the aisles. If you look at the background, you'll notice two men watching her. These aren't random extras. They are the same two men seen earlier at Victor Ziegler's elite party and after following Bill around the city. This scene was the most important in the movie. Kubrick was trying to warn us that they're after the young ones. As the little girl walks away with these two men, the message becomes undeniable. He was telling us in this movie that these monsters weren't after working ladies, but the youngest of victims. The idea of targeting the young is spotted all throughout the film. There is a scene where Bill goes to buy a costume to attend the ball. When he arrives, the costume shop is closed, but Bill manages to get the owner's attention. While Bill is renting his costume, he discovers the owner is selling his young daughter to two wealthy older men. With this scene, Kubrick was exposing the reality that in these elite circles, young victims are treated as the ultimate commodity.
Crazy, man. This should be right here in front of us, man. It'd be right here in these movies. It'd be on YouTube. They show you what they about. They tell you what they about. These movies, man, it be a truth. Now, listen, when we talk all that sci-fi and all that shit, even with that, some of the movies, it'd be like truth in these movies, man. And then you'd be like, bro, these motherfuckers, how do y'all come up with these storylines of this shit? It's because you're hearing about it or you know about it or you done heard something about it. Because you be like, bro, it's some people who think of some amazing, crazy storylines, but then you come to find out 10 years later, it's like a real thing going on just like it, that or something that's been going on in the 80s that we just found out about. And they'd be like, bro, this should be right here. Eyes wide shut. It'd be right in front of our face, bro. And it takes 20, 30 years to expose it. It should be right in front of our face. Just like the R. Kelly shit. The Puff Daddy Diddy shit. Bill Cosby shit. I'm naming all black people. God damn it. God damn it.
Hell,
Oh, hell
what
no.
the fuck, man?
Harvey Weinstein, motherfucker. Harvey Weinstein. Let's switch it up.
Whether it's the shop owner's daughter or the character of Mandy, the woman who sacrificed herself at the party, the message is clear. The elite use these young victims for their amusement. In the toy store, when Helena is making her way to the two men, she walks past a board game titled The Magic Circle. This was not placed there randomly. This is a direct, undeniable reference to the ceremony scene from earlier in the movie. In the scene, those participating in the ceremony formed a circle around the man in red. Kubrick was telling us that the young were being targeted for the Magic Circle ceremony, which was shown in the mansion scene. By the ending of the movie showing Helena being watched by the same fixers who guard the elite secrets, Kubrick delivered his most haunting message. He was showing us what we now know as fact. The Zieglers of the world are after the most vulnerable in our society. This is exactly what Eyes Wide Shut showed us over 25 years ago. It is reported that Kubrick spent decades researching the habits of the ultra-wealthy.
And that nigga was probably over there fucking with little girls too. I ain't gonna put that accusation on that man. But you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers be partaking in all that shit too. These motherfuckers, man. Yeah. Who knows?
The recently released documents prove his research was terrifyingly accurate. He likely had intimate knowledge of these circles because he lived among them. In the recent documents, Hollywood's ties to these elite circles were finally confirmed.
Told you. Them goddamn directors, man, they be hearing about this shit, they be knowing about this shit, or they be a part of that shit. That's how they be able to come up with these crazy ass stories. Like, how the fuck did you? What made you think of this? Like that this be going on in the celebrity circles, and then come to find out that's really what be happening. That's because these motherfuckers be partaking. Are they neighbors? Are they family members? Is part of that shit? They hear about it. You know?
We now know through unsealed emails that directors like Woody Allen and his wife were frequent guests at these high society events for
Woody
years.
Allen, a sicko.
It is highly likely that Stanley Kubrick was trying to tell us the truth through this movie. But when the gatekeepers realized that Stanley tried to pull a fast one and Eyes Wide Shut was revealing way too much, many believe the retaliation was swift. It is a well-documented fact in film history that Stanley Kubrick died just 6 days after showing his final cut of the film to the studio. It's rumored the studio was extremely upset and ordered him to make changes to the film.
Damn.
Changes that he allegedly refused to make and paid the ultimate price for.
Damn.
Shortly after his passing, rumors began to swirl that the film was heavily edited without his consent. Insiders have long claimed that 24 minutes of footage were removed from the original cut.
To be one of Kubrick's top assistants before he died. In other words, he was there all the way to the end.
That's getting good.
And he told me Kubrick kept muttering to himself that the Warner Brothers executives were going to hate his film. And literally, he quoted me saying, "Oh, when they see this film, they're going to kill me." Then, on the night that he showed...
Damn, that's deep. When they see this film, they're going to kill me. And then 6 days after he showed us shit, he dies mysteriously. Damn. Shit.
them the film in London, strangely enough, he had taken up smoking again, which he'd been a chain smoker earlier in life, and he kind of slowed down. But apparently, much to this guy's surprise, he was chaining again. And he waited in the lobby, really kind of pale and distant. And then the movie ended, and the door opened, and somebody walked out and said, "Stanley, you need to come down here." And the door shut, and this guy said that he heard yelling for about 45 minutes, screaming and yelling. And he heard Kubrick say that, you can't change my film. It's in my contract. And then Kubrick stormed out first, and he followed Stanley. And that was the last time we ever saw Stanley. Wow. Stanley died exactly 666 days before January 1st, 2001, the first day of the year of his greatest film. That worries me, I have to tell you. I think that's a signal, and I hope to, the heavens above that he wasn't murdered. But
While the studio claimed that these edits were simply to avoid an NC-17 rating, many believe the deleted scenes went much deeper into the victimization of the young by these elite circles. I believe the reason they really edited out so much of the movie was because they wanted the public not to understand it. They wanted people to leave theaters confused and think it was just a bad film so they wouldn't get the message or think much about it. Some people might think, why would the studio even release the film if it were revealing too much? Why wouldn't they just scrap the entire film? But think about it, scrapping this movie would have been like burning $60 million in the 90s. They can't simply do that because Kubrick played them, but what they can do is mess with the movie and remove the parts that were too revealing.
So, Stanley Kubrick, he died in his sleep 6 days after he showed this movie to the company and told him he didn't want to edit nothing out. 6 days after, he dies mysteriously in his sleep from a heart attack. Who does that sound like, y'all? Oh, see, y'all don't watch Unsolved Mysteries on the Diddy, right? And all that was happening, motherfuckers dying, heart attacks mysteriously. You know what I mean? Ooh, it gets dark, man. These powers that be, they got them people, man. They call and come give you that shot. Next thing you know, you're out of here. They'll put in your drink. Boom. Next thing you know, you're out of here.
In 2026, as their evils are coming to light, people are revisiting these rumors. Was Stanley Kubrick ordered to tone down the reality of the movie? And did he pay the ultimate price when he refused to do so? We may never see the original cut, but the film we do have is enough to paint a terrifying picture of what is likely redacted in those archives. As everything surrounding this evil is unfolding, we are realizing this is the conversation they are avoiding. This is the part of the documents they want buried. This is clearly what Kubrick gave his life trying to expose. He was telling us they're using the young for their magic circles. While in the 90s this movie was far-fetched, today it is a warning that unfolded like a prophecy. But that's just my interpretation of the film after analyzing it for years. What do you think? Was this movie just a strange, eerie film, or was it a warning we should have listened to over 25 years ago? I want to know what you think below. Something I found
Where there's smoke, there is fire. Where there is smoke, there is fire, y'all. So hear me out, man. If you seeing this 25 years ago, and now fast forward 25 years later, there's a storyline exactly like it. It proves what I'm saying. This is shit that people who hear about it or know about it or partook in it, they know. Like, this is why they can do something and execute it so on point to like all this and make the connections and what is really going on and what they be doing. That's because you probably was doing it too, or you know somebody who was. You know what I'm saying? When I see these type of movies, do I think that should be happening? I'll be like, hell yeah. I mean, I can see it. I can see it. Like, man, listen, one thing we have learned, even from watching these reactions, man, it is some sick individuals in this world, man. Some really sick, mentally fucked up individuals. So you think just because you have money, we be watching reactions of broke niggas having these mental problems. Now imagine having millions of dollars and having those mental problems. Being a sicko like that with money, with powerful friends, with people who can make shit go away. Imagine that. Niggas that got infatuations with little girls, niggas who got infatuations with their sisters, with their daughters, wanting to marry their daughters, wanting to do shit like that, and having money and powerful shit going on, and keeping kids in cages and taking them to islands for sacrifices. Do I believe that goes on? Yes, for sure. You know what I mean? That, like, these motherfuckers, just because you rich and got all that money don't mean that you're cleansed of being evil or having evil thoughts. I think it's even worse because especially when you got powerful friends, I think it's even worse. I think it's worse than those sickos that be living on your block who doing sick little shit like that. These are niggas with no money doing sick shit. Imagine a nigga who know I got lawyers on payroll, I got police on payroll, I got this on payroll, and nigga, all I gotta do is pay them off and I can do what I want. Just to think the mindset of somebody that's sick and what type of shit they be doing. You know what I mean? Hey man, Jeffrey Epstein, look at what he was doing. This guy got his own fucking island full of little girls and flying out celebrities and letting them do all kind of shit and bribing them and bribing high school girls for massages and getting them to come to his house and taking them to islands and this was going on and everybody knew what was going on and nobody said a thing, man. Crazy times, crazy world we live in, man. But let me know what y'all think about the situation, what y'all think about this movie, Eyes Wide Shut. Who wants to go watch it now if you haven't seen it before? Who wants to now go watch it? Hey, man, go check it out and see for yourself. Let me know in the comment section, man. Do y'all think this is, you know what I mean, equivalent to what's going on with the Jeffrey Epstein, you know what I mean, files? Do y'all think that the director was taken out because of this movie, man? 6 days after showing the movie to the goddamn people, he mysteriously dies of a heart attack. Let me know what y'all think, man. I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction.